Have you ever imagined that just 5 minutes could be the starting point to completely change your life? The wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Antipater of Tarsus inspires us to think about the impact of small transformations. He said, "Life is like a book. Each day is a new page." This perspective invites us to realize that even in a brief moment, we have the chance to rewrite our story and build the future we want. In this video, we'll explore how just 5 minutes a day can make all the difference in your life. In a world full of distractions and rush, it's easy to overlook the potential small actions have to transform us. Stoic philosophy teaches us to value simplicity and reflect on our choices, offering a unique perspective that can be applied to everyday life. The importance of this topic shows up in how we deal with our challenges. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control everything around us, but we can control our reactions and attitudes. By dedicating just 5 minutes to focus on yourself, you can develop a stronger, more resilient mindset. These moments of reflection can help you find clarity amid the chaos, allowing you to face adversity with calm. Throughout this video, you'll discover simple yet powerful practices to incorporate into your routine. We'll discuss meditation, reflection, and gratitude techniques that, when done daily, can have a meaningful impact on your outlook. You'll learn the importance of disconnecting from the outside world and connecting with your inner self, even if only briefly. These practices not only promote emotional well-being, but also foster a more positive and proactive mindset. Imagine waking up every day with the intention of spending just 5 minutes caring for your mind and spirit. What could that mean for you? With Stoic philosophy as your guide, you'll find new ways to face daily challenges with confidence and clarity. By the end of this video, we hope you feel motivated to bring these small changes into your routine, understanding that transformation begins with a single step. Get ready for a journey of self-discovery and personal growth. After all, life is made of moments, and each one could be the opportunity you've been waiting for to change your path. Join us and see how 5 minutes can truly transform your life. Stoicism is a philosophical school that began in ancient Greece around the 3rd century BC and profoundly influenced how we understand life and face its challenges. Founded by Zeno of Citium, Stoic philosophy developed with significant contributions from thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Seneca, a Roman statesman and playwright, was known for his essays and letters discussing ethical questions and the importance of reason. Epictetus, a former slave turned influential teacher, emphasized that while we can't control external events, we can control our reactions to them. Finally, Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote his reflections in Meditations, offering a personal view on applying Stoic principles in daily life. Through their teachings, these thinkers gave us a framework to understand how to face adversity and live virtuously. In today's society, Stoicism is resurging as a relevant philosophy, especially in times of constant uncertainty and challenges. We're bombarded by information, economic crises, environmental issues, and social problems that can cause anxiety and despair. People often feel overwhelmed by external pressures, and the search for a sense of control becomes increasingly difficult. In this context, Stoic teachings offer a guiding light. They remind us to focus on what we can truly control and accept what's beyond our reach. This approach proves helpful for managing everyday frustrations, allowing people to develop resilience and a more balanced mindset. A central principle of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, teaching us to distinguish between what we can and cannot control. This idea applies in many daily situations. For example, when facing a challenge at work, like criticism from a boss or pressure to meet deadlines, the dichotomy of control helps us focus on our actions and reactions instead of worrying excessively about others' opinions or external factors we can't change. Adopting this perspective lets us find serenity even amid chaos. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to cultivate virtue and wisdom as guides for our decisions. Rather than being swept away by emotions or external pressures, Stoics invite us to reflect on our choices and act with purpose. This is even more relevant in a world where external influences often pull us away from our values. Stoicism teaches that true happiness doesn't depend on external circumstances, but on our inner state and how we choose to respond to the situations we face. We live in an era dominated by immediacy and the pursuit of instant gratification. This reality can trap us in a cycle of dissatisfaction, always chasing something seemingly out of reach. Yet the Stoics remind us of the importance of patience and perseverance. They teach that true transformation doesn't happen overnight, but through consistent practices and daily reflection. The idea of dedicating just 5 minutes a day to self-examination and practicing Stoic philosophy can, therefore, be a powerful starting point for those seeking a more balanced and meaningful life. These daily minutes can be used to reflect on what happened during the day, identify the emotions we felt, and consider how we might have responded more wisely. This practice not only helps us better understand our reactions, but also develops self-control and mental clarity. By committing to this kind of reflection, we become more aware of our thinking and behavior patterns, allowing us to make choices more aligned with our values and goals. Stoicism also teaches the importance of gratitude. In a world that often makes us focus on what's missing or difficult, the Stoics encourage us to recognize the good things in our lives, no matter how small. This gratitude practice helps cultivate a more positive mindset and connects us to a broader perspective on what truly matters. By valuing the present and the small daily joys, we find a path to contentment and inner peace. In summary, Stoic philosophy, with its deep roots in history, offers a practical and effective approach to handling the challenges of modern life. By remembering the dichotomy of control, establishing a daily reflection practice, and cultivating gratitude, we can transform how we live and face uncertainties with more serenity and balance. In turbulent times, the teachings of Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius invite us to look within and find the strength and wisdom already dwelling inside us. So dedicating just 5 minutes a day to this practice isn't just an interesting idea. It's an invitation to real, lasting transformation in our lives. By embracing these principles, we can not only face difficulties with greater resilience, but also discover a deeper, more enduring meaning in life's journey. Life is full of challenges and hardships, and often we feel overwhelmed by these experiences. However, there's a path that can help us change our perspective and how we handle these situations. One of Stoicism's core pillars, the philosophy dating back to ancient Greece, is the importance of virtue and wisdom. These aren't just theoretical concepts. They can be applied in everyday life, bringing real, tangible benefits. When we talk about virtue, we mean a set of moral qualities that guide our actions and decisions. Wisdom, on the other hand, is the ability to discern what's right and just, even in tough situations. Stoic philosophers like Antipater of Tarsus emphasize that true happiness and peace come from living in accordance with virtue. That means, no matter what's happening around us, our inner state can remain calm and steady. Imagine you're in a stressful work situation. An important presentation is coming up, and you feel the pressure building. In moments like these, cultivating virtue can be a real anchor. The virtue of courage, for example, invites us to face fear and insecurity. Instead of being overwhelmed by anxiety, you can remind yourself that what truly matters is your preparation and the effort you put in. By focusing on virtue, you find the strength to act confidently, no matter the outside pressure. Now, consider a personal conflict. Say you have a disagreement with a friend or family member. Anger and frustration can easily take over, leading to impulsive reactions. Here, wisdom becomes a powerful tool. By practicing stoic reflection, we might ask ourselves, what is the most virtuous response to this situation? Instead of reacting emotionally, we can choose an open and honest dialogue, seeking understanding and reconciliation. This approach not only improves relationships, but also strengthens us as individuals. Practicing virtue and wisdom isn't just about handling difficulties, it's about building a solid foundation for our lives. The Stoics believed that by dedicating ourselves to living virtuously, we're investing in our own inner peace. That doesn't mean life will be free of challenges, but by cultivating these qualities, we'll be better prepared to face them. Looking back at history, many Stoics faced great hardships, from losing loved ones to social injustices. What set them apart was their ability to maintain composure and integrity. They understood that life is a series of events beyond our control, but how we respond is always up to us. This is a valuable lesson for today, when we often feel powerless in the face of circumstances. Stoic reflection teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, reactions, and thoughts. By cultivating virtue, we consciously choose to live in line with our values. This creates an inner peace that helps us navigate life's storms with clarity and determination. Finally, it's important to remember that personal transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's an ongoing process that requires practice and commitment. By dedicating just 5 minutes a day to reflect on how we can act with more virtue and wisdom, we take a significant step toward our own growth. These moments of introspection help us align our actions with our values, allowing virtue and wisdom to become an integral part of who we are. The Stoic journey, then, is one of self-awareness and growth. By committing to live virtuously, we not only improve our own lives, but also positively impact those around us. In a world full of uncertainty and challenges, this practice becomes a beacon of hope and resilience. True transformation begins within us. By embracing virtue and wisdom, we become the architects of our own destiny. Emotional detachment is a central concept in Stoic philosophy that teaches us to manage our emotions in a healthier, more balanced way. In everyday life, we often face situations that cause pain, loss, or disappointment. Emotional detachment doesn't mean becoming insensitive or indifferent. It means learning not to be controlled by our emotions, especially negative ones. This skill is crucial for maintaining mental clarity and calm in the face of life's difficulties. To understand emotional detachment, imagine a common scenario: losing a job. This situation can trigger intense emotions like sadness, anger, and insecurity. However, by applying emotional detachment, we can observe the situation from a broader perspective. Instead of being swept away by a wave of feelings, we recognize that, important as the job was, it doesn't define our personal worth. This awareness lets us respond more rationally and less impulsively. We can then focus on using the experience as an opportunity for growth and learning, seeking new possibilities and paths. Another clear example of emotional detachment is in personal relationships. We often get attached to people and how they make us feel. When a relationship ends, the pain can be overwhelming. But the practice of detachment teaches us to recognize that relationships are temporary, and that love and friendship shouldn't be confused with possession. By letting go of the idea that we need another person to be happy, we allow the pain of separation to become an opportunity for self-discovery and strengthening our own identity. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, were devoted to this practice of emotional detachment. In his meditations, he often reflected on the impermanence of things and the importance of maintaining calm in the face of loss. Marcus teaches us that by detaching from what we cannot control, like others' opinions or external events, we keep our focus on what truly matters, our inner selves and our reactions. He believed true freedom comes from control over our own emotions and thoughts, not control over the world around us. Through emotional detachment, we can cultivate a more balanced and fulfilling life. This doesn't mean ignoring or suppressing our emotions, but recognizing, accepting, and then choosing how to respond. This skill allows us to live more lightly, facing life's ups and downs with acceptance and resilience. Emotional detachment gives us the freedom to see situations more objectively, helping us make wiser choices aligned with our values. Over time, this practice becomes more natural and integrated into daily life. As we begin to let go of expectations and accept life's uncertainties, we become better able to enjoy the good moments and learn from the bad. Instead of being carried away by our emotions, we become the captains of our own lives, navigating challenges with confidence and clarity. Stoic philosophy offers us a powerful tool to change how we deal with pain and frustration. By practicing emotional detachment, we create a space of calm that empowers us to act more consciously. This transformation is an ongoing process that requires practice and reflection. But the reward is a fuller life, where we can face challenges with resilience and focus. So when we think about the impact of emotional detachment on our lives, it's important to remember that this practice isn't a sign of weakness. It's a demonstration of inner strength. It's an invitation to break free from the chains that tie us to our emotional reactions and stop us from living fully. Through detachment, we gain the ability to observe our emotions without identifying with them, letting Stoic wisdom guide us on our journey. In short, by dedicating just 5 minutes a day to reflect on emotional detachment, we can start developing this vital skill. This small-time investment can lead to significant transformation in our lives, allowing us to live with more ease, clarity, and purpose. By becoming more aware of our emotions and learning to let go of them, we open the door to a more balanced and satisfying life, one aligned with Stoic principles that promote inner peace and resilience. The Stoic concept of living according to nature is central to the philosophy and invites us to reflect on our existence and role in the universe. For the Stoics, living according to nature means aligning our actions and thoughts with the order of the cosmos, recognizing that we are part of a greater whole. This perspective teaches us to accept life's circumstances, understanding that often we can't control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. Accepting our role in the world is a fundamental part of this understanding. Each of us has a unique function, and the real challenge is recognizing and embracing it. This doesn't mean resignation or passivity. Rather, it calls for an active attitude, living with integrity and reason. By accepting our role, we become more aware of our responsibilities and the impact our actions have on others and the environment around us. This awareness helps us act more ethically and make decisions that reflect our deepest values. A practical example of living according to nature can be seen in how we handle adversity. When facing difficulties, it's easy to let frustration and anger take over our thoughts. But if we remember that these situations are part of the human condition, we can approach them with a calmer, more rational mindset. Instead of fighting the tide, we're invited to navigate it using the wisdom life offers us. This approach not only helps us overcome challenges, but also teaches us to appreciate the lessons that come with them. The Stoics offer a rich source of reflection on the importance of living in harmony with nature. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, once said, "Life is like a play, and we get to choose the role we play." This quote reminds us that although we can't choose external circumstances, we can choose how to react and what role to play in our own lives. This perspective encourages us to cultivate acceptance and strive for excellence in everything we do. Another great Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, advises us to distinguish between what's within our control and what isn't. He emphasizes that true freedom comes from accepting what we cannot change and focusing on our own actions and attitudes. When we internalize this lesson, we begin living more authentically and in alignment with our true selves. Living according to nature isn't just a philosophical theory, it's an invitation to daily practice. When we recognize we're part of a whole, we start acting in ways that respect not only ourselves, but also those around us and the world we live in. Living in harmony with nature also means having a deeper connection to the natural world and understanding that we're part of an interconnected ecosystem. By adopting an attitude of respect and care for the environment, we're not only living in line with our human nature, but also contributing to the planet's well-being. This leads us to reflect on our daily choices and their long-term impact. Practicing living according to nature invites us to be more mindful in our actions, fostering a life full of purpose and meaning. As we think about what it means to live according to nature, it's important to remember that this journey is personal and unique for each of us. What living according to nature means to one person might differ for another. That's why reflection is essential. We should ask ourselves, what values guide my life? How can I align my actions with those values? These questions are crucial to help us find our path and live more authentically. Additionally, gratitude can be a powerful ally in this process. By cultivating gratitude for what we have and the experiences we've lived, we develop a greater appreciation for life. Gratitude connects us to the present and helps us notice the beauty in small things, fueling our ability to live in harmony with the nature around us. The practical application of living according to nature can be seen in everyday actions. It can be as simple as taking time to be outdoors, breathing fresh air, and appreciating nature's beauty, or practicing mindfulness, focusing on the present moment and accepting our thoughts and feelings without judgment. These practices help us reconnect with our essence and live more consciously. Finally, reflecting on living according to nature, we can recall Marcus Aurelius's words, "Life is what our thoughts make it." This quote not only captures the essence of Stoicism, but reminds us of the power we have over our lives. By embracing the philosophy of living in harmony with nature, we can transform how we think and, consequently, how we live. Ultimately, living according to nature is an invitation to reflection and action. It's a path that leads to a more meaningful life, where we accept our place in the world and strive to act with integrity and reason. By incorporating these Stoic principles into our daily lives, we have the chance to not only transform ourselves, but also positively impact those around us. That is the true essence of Stoicism, living purposefully and wisely in harmony with nature. In this video, we explore how dedicating just 5 minutes a day can truly change your life, based on the teachings of the Stoic philosopher Antipater of Tarsus. Throughout this journey, we discuss core Stoic concepts and how they can be applied in everyday life. The simplicity and depth of these teachings show us that true change begins from the inside out. The first lesson we learn is about the power of self-control. By focusing on what we can control and accepting what's beyond our reach, we free ourselves from a huge emotional burden. This allows us to live with more ease and clarity. Also, Practicing gratitude, a central Stoic idea, helps us appreciate the present and find joy in small things, even during tough times. Another important idea is daily reflection. Take a moment at the end of the day to review your actions and thoughts. Ask yourself, what did I do today that was in line with my values? This practice not only helps us grow, but also allows us to better understand our motivations and improve our behavior going forward. By applying these Stoic teachings, we can create a more balanced and meaningful life. Now, I invite you to take action. Try dedicating 5 minutes of your day to reflect on these lessons. Share in the comments how you plan to incorporate Stoicism into your routine, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more inspiring content. Feel free to share this video with friends who might also benefit from this wisdom. Let me close with a powerful Stoic quote. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. May this reflection inspire you to pursue the transformation you seek even through adversity. Change starts now. It's in your hands.